Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. Going to be outside camping overnight just for the one night again. We're currently walking towards a set of woodlands that I've been to quite a few times. I know quite a few camping spots in this area, quite a few really good ones. Got a few things I want to try, show off to you, some good food that I want to make. But I'm just currently walking to the woodlands, so I've got a fair few miles to go. Got a really great view, you could say. Great view of the coast of the Channel down here in Kent, so it's yeah, it's a great view. I used to come walking along this trail basically all along the cliffs. I've done this countless of times. I've lost count how many times I've done it. I used to do it at least once a month, but you know, it's been a while since I've been back out here. But yeah, I'm gonna get moving on to this woodland and we're gonna look at a few campsites. So I think I've just found the perfect spot for camping for the night. It's just a little off the trail, which is good. It's quite open actually. There's like a circular of trees around, which is good. Looks like people have camped here before, remains of a fire. But yeah, here it is. It's not too bad, not too bad. I mean, you're not gonna see it, I'll see if I can zoom in, you can see it, but the trail is just past those like group of trees just there. Not too far away from the trail, so yeah, I think this is gonna be the place that I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna just have a little tidy around, have a little look around, and then we'll slowly start setting up for the evening. So I've just cleaned up all this area, just kicked all the twigs and rocks and everything out of the way. Two reasons as to why I do it. One, as it's going to probably help make things a lot more comfortable, because I usually just use a roll mat when I go camping. Last thing I want is to be laying on any twigs, rocks, stones, but anything. The other reason is some of these twigs are things that they're pretty sharp, and last thing I want is for them to pierce the tent and then for me to go out camping somewhere, or it to decide it wants to rain tonight and then all the water's just going to soak in through the hole. So I'm just trying to prevent any damage done to the tent. That's why I've just sort of kicked out all the shrubble and twigs and everything out of the way. There we have it, tent's all set up, nice and easy. For anyone wondering, it's the Vango Banshee 200. It's actually the first proper tent that I've ever owned. I used to just use like your odd like 20-30 pound tents that you used to pick up like secondhand, cheap, and always falling apart. Didn't realise until obviously I climbed my first mountain how important like the kit, especially the tent that you have, especially when it comes to rain. This does quite good in the rain. I've not tested it out in the open torrential rain. So if anyone knows what this actually is like properly like in like torrential rain, let me know, because at some point I would like to camp on the top of a mountain, and every time that I've seen people camp up there, it's always rained. So let me know how this holds up out in the fields in the torrential rain. So here's a little tip for you that you could use when you're, especially if you're out camping alone. This is something that I'd picked up from a, you could say, past life. To some, it's just a bunch of string, but what you can do with this, especially out here, is actually quite a lot. Like you could use it to help conjoin like sticks and make tables and, you know, little chairs, or do some repairs. But specifically what I'm going to do with this is later on, just before I get into the tent, I'm going to wrap this around a few of the trees. I'm gonna have to dig a hole so I can implant this stick that I found so I can wrap it around. So basically this is gonna get wrapped around my tent, well, wrapped around the area of my tent. So as I mentioned earlier, there's quite a lot of people here that do come camping, and this is, if you like, is a precaution in case somebody decides to come wandering into my little camp area. So what I will do is this will get wrapped around my tent. Just before I get in, I will attach a piece of this to my finger. So if anyone came in, because this is going to be quite low to the ground, if anyone came in and fell on this, it will tug at my finger. I'm a really light sleeper, especially out here. So if someone's fallen over, being pulled, that's going to wake me up. So I'll be doing that a bit later. It's just something really cool that I picked up many years ago. I think it's a great idea to do, especially if you're out in the wilderness and you know that there are people around. there we go. I've just dug that in. Obviously you can see I've tied some sticks, buried them in the ground as well, just to help give it that bit of extra support. I have dug quite deep down. I must have dug probably about that much. Actually, probably better to do it that way. Probably about that much into the ground for the stick. So it is in there quite good, and I've compacted and compressed it, wrapped some sticks around it and dug those into the ground, give it some extra support. So that way it shouldn't fall over in the middle of the night. So yeah, there we have it. Campsite's all set up. Tent's all ready. I got the perimeter already, ready for the string, but we'll get a bit more into that later. It's just a cool thing that I like to do here and there. Most people probably already know it, but I just think it's a nice thing to show off. But yeah, I need to try and find like a little, I'm trying to find like just something to sit on, or something that I can put my chopping board on to prepare food. The last campsite I went to had that perfect tree stump. That's what I'm trying to look for. There is a big ass tree that's right. That's right there. I might attempt to try and drag that into the campsite, and at least that way I've got somewhere to sit on. But yeah, I'm just trying to find something so I can make just so I have something to put my chopping board on. Otherwise it's going on the ground, which I don't really want to do that. But gonna have a little look around, see if I can find anything, and then we're gonna get dinner on the go. There we are. It's not perfect, but I've got a wooden chopping board, I can stick that on there. Where'd that go? Like I said, to some it's a bit of string, but you know, thanks to this bit of string, I've just tied 2 logs that I've just found together, and now I've got something that I can balance my chopping board on. That way my chopping board's no longer on the mud. Success. So I've just got some white onions, I've got some garlic, and I've got some chilies that I'm going to cut up. With the garlic, I wouldn't recommend just cutting it. What I recommend doing is literally just getting your knife and pressing down on it. You do that first, that way it's going to help crush and get some of the juice out of it, and then you can cut it up. Going to slice up some chili, but I'm only actually going to use the one of them, so I'm literally just going to do like a rough slice of it. You can cut it open and take the seeds out if you want to, but it's just extra flavour that you're sort of chucking away. I'm literally just going to chuck them in like that. You could go further and dice it, but again, this is just a rough, simple chicken curry. Now while that's swelling off, I've got 2 chicken breasts here. This has been marinating overnight with olive oil, curry powder and paprika. I rubbed it all in there, then just coated it in oil, and I've just left it overnight to marinate. There's no point exactly just chucking this away, so I'm just going to add basically what's left over from the oil, the curry powder and all that, the stuff that the chicken is marinating in. I'm just going to chuck it in there with the onions, garlic and chilli. I do have some ginger paste. I'm just going to put a bit in there. Add your chicken. Now in here I've got some chopped tomatoes. I'm not going to add them all straight away, I'm just going to sort of gauge to see how much I sort of want in there. Got some boil in the bag rice, then I'm just going to leave in this water just to boil over. Just going to keep that on top. Got some coriander that I'm just going to chop up, and this is going to go into the curry. Well, that is all cooked. It smells really good. Let me pan the camera down. So here you are. Very basic chicken curry, some boil in the bag rice. Didn't go crazy in terms of ingredients. I could have, but I wanted something simple. But it's the all-important taste test. I want to try and make sure I get everything. Get some of that chili, some of the coriander and all that, and grab some of that rice. That's really good. You can really taste the spice, you could say. That's really good. I think, like, I definitely would have preferred it a bit hotter. I didn't want to do it too hot being out here. Didn't want to burn my mouth. But this is really good. I'll put the ingredients of what I use down in the description below if you want to try and make this for yourself. Try and improve on it, or if you know a really good chicken curry recipe to make out in the field, let me know. But I'm going to go and sit and enjoy this. Well, that hit the spot. That is exactly what I needed right at the end of the day. But now I've got to get cleaned up, get everything tidied, packed away in the bag, so at least that way the only thing I've got out is the tent and sleeping bag and me roll mat. So yeah, I'm going to get tidied away, and then we're going to get in the tent, get settled in for the night. So everything's tidied away. I have set the string up already because I thought it should be easier for me just to show you and sort of explain what I've done. So hopefully you're going to see it well. Let me zoom in. So this string is connected and it's gone all round the tent. Now what it does is it comes here and it comes in, and it's attached to this tent peg. The tent peg itself is not that much in the ground because I need it to come out easily. So what I have also then done is attached another bit of string to the string, not the tent peg. That's going to go inside the tent. That will be a bit tighter. At the minute it's loose because it's not tied to anything. That is going to attach to my finger. So basically I'm not going to do it because I'm not setting it back up. Anything were to walk in, I mean it's not that far off the ground. So if anyone was to walk in, they're going to trip on it, and that is going to knock the tent peg out, which will basically yank on my finger. It's not completely, I'm going to say foolproof. I've used it a few times. I think only once it didn't wake me up, and that was my friend just messing around when we used to camp in groups. We used to try this sort of stuff out, but it's just a small little, let's just say, precautionary thing you can do yourself just to make yourself feel a bit at ease. I don't normally do it, but I thought I'd just show it off. But yeah, I'm going to get in the tent, get all cozied up, and get some sleep. I'll see you in the morning.
Good morning, everyone. I had a really good sleep last night. There was a lot of foxes running around the campsite last night, playing till quite late, which was pretty funny. It was quite nice to listen to. But other than that, yeah, I had a good night's sleep. Slept quite a long time. So I now need to just get up, and I need to get cleared away, packed up, and make sure I've not left anything. So I'm going to get started doing all that, and then I can start making my way home. There was just one thing that I was supposed to show last night, but I didn't because it was getting quite late on. It's to do with the string that I set up around the boundary. Now, as I said last night, it's not 100% foolproof. It's not always guaranteed that it's going to work, but what it will definitely do is it will make someone trip over. But you need to make it needs to be really tight. And when I mean tight, I'll show you. So here's the string. Okay. You're not going to see over there, so I don't know what I'm showing over there. But a good way to test if it is tight is literally just put your finger on it, and if it makes a similar noise, I mean, I can feel it's tight, but just for your reference, it's going to sort of make a similar noise to that. That's how tight it needs to be. Not too difficult to set up. Just make sure it's tight. Somebody's guaranteed to fall over that. I have fallen over it myself many of times from camping before. So yeah, it's just a good thing just to try out. Well, there we have it. I'm all cleaned up, packed everything up, dismantled everything. So all that I've got left to do now is just, I've got about a 4 to 5 mile walk back to the car. So it's a nice day, it's still early in the morning, so it's still got that nice cool breeze, which is perfect. So I'm just gonna enjoy this walk, get on back to the car, and I'll see you there. Well, another successful camping session, only overnight, which again, I do enjoy just going out for just for one night sometimes. It's nice and peaceful, cook some good food, and just enjoy the evening. Thanks all for coming along and watching. Just so you're aware, the next video may be out a little bit later due to the fact that me and a friend, we're going up to Wales to hike around Brecon Beacon to climb a bunch of mountains. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like the Circular or something. There's a bunch of them up there, and one of them is Penway Fan, which is one that I've wanted to climb for a while. So we're going to be going up there at the end of the month. So next video might be out a bit later. But anyway, thanks for coming by. Please leave a like, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'm going to see you all next time for another camping adventure. Goodbye.